Well, hey everyone, I want to welcome you to 7 at 7, our 7-minute devotional at 7 p.m. All are welcome to watch our 7 at 7s, but if you are specifically a Burl Press student, you can earn points for our epic summer challenge in two ways. You can earn points by watching our 7 at 7s or by sharing them with a friend. So let's jump into tonight's topic of encouragement. And if you need encouragement or if you want to learn more about encouraging others, then you are in the right place. Stick with us. So again, our topic is encouragement. I want to ask you this question. How encouraged do you feel right now? How encouraged do you feel on a scale of 1 through 10? 1 being super low and 10 being super high and everything in between. Go ahead and pick a number. How encouraged are you feeling on a scale of 1 and 10? Well, I have a story to share with you about a time when I felt very low on that spectrum. I felt very discouraged. But before I jump into that story, I want to tell you about someone who was an encourager in my life. And that person was my great-grandfather, and his name was Royal. Sadly, he died 10 years ago, but before he passed and when I was a younger girl, he would take me on adventures to go fishing and to play in his backyard. He would tell me stories of when he worked on a farm. He actually owned a farm with all kinds of animals, including ponies, which is really cool. He had a pony named Tony the Pony, which sounds pretty creative and fun. And so my Grandpa Royal was fun to be around. He would tell great stories and he would even let me style his hair, what little hair he had. He was just an amazing man and he was kind of shy, but I just remember something peaceful and calming and encouraging about his presence. And so thank you, Grandpa Royal, for who you've been in my life. So back to the story of discouragement. When I was a middle school student, I decided to join the track team. My friends kind of talked me into joining this track team. And I remember one specific track meet where the coach came up to me and said, "Tara, I have some bad news. A bunch of your friends just quit the track team." And this was so surprising and so disappointing and discouraging. And I guess they decided to chase other hobbies or chase boys or something instead of running track. And so it was right before the track meet. And then I also remember my family couldn't show up to this track meet. And so here I am about to run the 400-meter dash. And my friends quit the team and my family couldn't be there to cheer me on. And I was feeling just super discouraged and alone. And so something about the 400-meter dash that you may or may not know is that it's one of the most challenging races. It's a long sprint and it gets harder and harder for some people like me. And so the gun goes off. I'm feeling discouraged, alone, tired. I don't even really want to be there anymore. And I start running the race. I'm not doing my best. And I come around the final corner of that race and I see my grandfather, my great-grandfather, Royal, totally unexpectedly out of the corner of my eye. And he's quietly, cheering me on, saying, "Go, Tara." And that encouragement, his presence, him being there and cheering me on, gave me this boost of confidence that I needed to finish the race well and reach my potential. And I remember passing a few people, and I don't quite remember what place I got in that race, but what I do remember about that day, that's been several years ago now, I remember the presence and the encouragement of my great-grandfather Royal and how much that meant to me. And it stuck with me because the power of encouragement often involves the presence of others. And so how about you? Who has been an encourager in your life? Maybe a great-grandfather or grandparent or mom or dad or aunt or uncle or cousin or friend comes to mind. Pause and think about that. Who has been a source of encouragement in your life? So the Bible actually has a lot to say about this topic of encouragement. So I have just a few scriptures on this to share with you. 1 Thessalonians 5-11 says this: "Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." So this is saying we have the opportunity to build others up, and we also have an opportunity to tear others down. And as you enter this school season, a season that may be the most complicated and difficult school year that you and your friends have ever faced, it's going to be so important for you to build others up and also be built up. And this happens through encouragement. Another awesome verse on encouragement is Joshua 1:9, and it says this: "This is my command, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And so this is actually God talking to a young leader named Joshua in the Bible. And Joshua was the leader after Moses. And if you remember Moses' story, he was supposed to go in the promised land, but then he died. And so then here's Joshua, the next leader whose entire life as he knew it changed. Nothing was the same. Moses has died and now he's the leader. And what does God say to him to bring encouragement? God says this to Joshua. Let's read it again in Joshua 1:9. "This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Again, we see that important value of presence. God's presence was with Joshua, and God wanted Joshua to know that. So if you need encouragement, if you feel like your numbers are ever low on that 10 scale, that check-in I did of how you're doing on a scale of 1 and 10, pay attention to how you're feeling. And if those numbers are low, or even if they're high, remember that the source of encouragement, the ultimate source, is God, His presence, but also the presence of others can also bring encouragement. And when you are filled with encouragement from God and others, then you can be an incredible encourager as well. But we cannot give from an empty cup. So fill your cup with the encouragement of God and others. So that's all I have for this 7 at 7, but I want to leave you with just a couple of announcements. We continue our series Big Picture this Sunday at 10 a.m. I'm super excited to learn more about how God sees the big picture even when we do not. And then next Tuesday, we are doing another epic Trivia Tuesday game night from 6 to 7. So stay tuned for more details on that, and have a great week.